Giving you the real from A to Z surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. News, updates, rumors, transactions, takes, and more. So strap up, Cowboys Nation, and start your day off with A to Z Sports. Live with Will Steele.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Oh, we back, baby. Should I say, oh, you didn't know? Good morning, good people. Welcome to A to Z Sports Live. Presented by Texas Family Fitness, Freeman, Mazda, Hyundai, Worth the Poor. I am your host, Will Skywalker Steele. Boom! As you guys can hear, I'm back. The voice is back. For those who didn't know, I was out yesterday.
3, 2.
For reasons, and I'll get to in a second. But we back, baby, we back. Not a whole lot of Cowboys things going on, but they find a way to stay in the news. We'll get into that. There's rumors. We'll buy or sell, see if we believe them or if we don't believe them. And we missed our mock draft Monday yesterday, so we'll do mock draft Tuesday, interactive mock draft. I liked it last week. I liked it, so we'll bring it back. We'll bring that thing back. And that's how we'll rock the show today. But for those who may have not known why I missed yesterday, went to Mania, lost my voice. You may hear it crack a few times while we're doing this, but it is what it is. I just needed an extra day to recover, an extra day to get right, an extra day to get back on this here show and microphone and give y'all the best of the best that I can do. But man, Yesterday I couldn't do it, y'all. And I can still hear it in my voice, but man, I was just done from Saturday night. I went Saturday, by the way. I went Saturday. Man, WrestleMania. What an event. What an event. Y'all wouldn't even believe if I told you half of the damn stories leading up to that thing, but I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you a little story about how we got to Mania and how we got to the floor of Mania. And I know I put up Pat McAfee right there. That doesn't mean that's what I was doing. I was not hungover. I think it was Peter. Who was it that said I was hungover? Chuck. I wasn't hungover, Chuck. I went Saturday. I didn't go Sunday. I just lost my damn voice, man. I just lost my voice because how can you not? You know, like Vince said about Shawn Michaels when he won his first title, the boyhood dream has come true. This has been a dream of mine since I was a kid to go to WrestleMania, let alone be on the floor. And I wasn't supposed to be on the floor. This is what happened after the show on Friday. We got tickets from my guy, Jay Tuck. Salute to you. Appreciate you for that, bro. And got an email in my, it said, unfortunately, sorry to tell you, but we have to move your seats due to production reasons. Now, our seats wasn't the greatest. I didn't really care. I just wanted to be in the building. I probably would have been walking around or something anyway. And they said, well, check out your new seats, yada, yada. So I go in and to SeatGeek, and they says floor L or section L. I'm like, where's L? It's on the freaking floor about 5 rows back from the goddamn ring. Nearly lost my damn mind. Not going to lie to you. But it was fantastic, man. I got to hang out with Duke Manyweather for the whole damn time. He was literally right in front of us. Him and his wife or his girlfriend were next to me and Michelle. Ran into Wale, the legendary Rick Rubin, George Kittle, Pat McAfee, Michael Cole. I missed Double J Jeff Jarrett by that much. By the way, Duke Manyweather, he got a picture with him. I wanted to get with Double J. Lane Kiffin was in the building. I wasn't there for Micah and Zeke. They were in that area. That was the next night. But man, it was truly a night. What a night. What a freaking night. My phone is just littered with a bunch of pictures and videos. I wanted to try to upload them, but they wouldn't really let me, and I didn't feel like plugging my phone and all that stuff. So maybe another time. But it was fantastic. I had a great time. As you guys can hear, lost my voice. Austin comes out. Come on, man. Come on. The glass breaks. I go crazy. But as for the event itself, was one of the best WrestleManias I've seen in the last 5 or 6 years. Cody was great. He returned. Pat was amazing. I even thought Logan Paul was decent, if we're being real. Logan Paul, I think, is going to play a really damn good heel if he wants to. The Jackass segment was funny. Was I a fan of it being on Mania? Nah, not really. Probably should have been on a pre-show or something. But it was funny, nonetheless, seeing a little wee man body slamming somebody. But all in all, just a fantastic weekend, fantastic showcase of the Immortals. I got to salute to WrestleMania. That didn't like the main event on Sunday, but nonetheless, the total thing I thought was pretty good. Thought it was pretty good. Chuck said you should have hopped on a 4-wheeler with Stone Cold. Let me tell you something. When him and KO went into the stands, I was legitimately pissed because they went to the stands right next to us instead of the stands where we were at. I thought about running over there for a second, but I said, nah, I ain't going to be a weirdo like that. Yeah, I ain't going to be a weirdo, but I had a great time, man. But I'm back. Let's talk some Cowboys. Let's talk some NFL. Let's talk some football and get this thing started. Hit you with the roundup.
Look at them Gucci, about that time.
It's time! It's time! It's time!
It's time! It's time! It is time for.
It's time for the morning roundup. Round 'em up, boys.
Yes, indeed. See, I'm still trying to get my voice back. This is the morning roundup presented by Texas Family Fitness. Strive for progress, not perfection. Fitness goals not accomplished with one workout. Progress towards your goals with Texas Family Fitness. They're doing a 10 for 10 deal this month. I'm not sure for how long. So, limited time only. You can sign up for $10, and I believe it's only a $10 a month fee thereafter. Can't beat that. Cannot beat that. Hit up any of the 13 different locations in the Dallas-Fort Worth area or visit TexasFamilyFitness.com for more information. Speaking of Mania, like I said, Micah Parsons and Ezekiel Elliott were at WrestleMania on Sunday, which I personally believe was the lesser of the two nights. I think night one was the best. Surprised they didn't go to night one, knowing that Austin was going to be there. He ended up showing up night two, which was a surprise, by the way. They did the whole Austin versus McMahon thing, which, did y'all see Vince McMahon's stunner sale? Even if you don't watch wrestling, just go look up Vince McMahon selling the stunner at WrestleMania. It was terrible. It was terrible. It was awful. But yeah, Zeke was there. Micah was there. I want to say somebody else. A couple of other celebrities like the Paul brothers, I think, were there on Sunday as well. But just a spectacular event, and I'm glad Mike and his family got a chance to go see it. Now, this man was in the back. He got to see Stone Cold, Undertaker, Randy Orton, all those guys. That's pretty dope for him, man. Pretty dope. Now to the football stuff. Cowboys offseason dates have been announced. Here is the schedule leading up to training camp. I don't think they even have mini camp on here, but leading up to training camp. April 18th, they'll start their voluntary spring workout program. So in about 13 days here, 2 weeks, they'll start that. OTA practices are from May 24th, 25th, June 1st and 2nd, June 6th and 7th, and June 9th and 10th. And then the mandatory mini camp is from June 14th through the 16th. Now, the Cowboys did lose one OTA practice because of the rule violation that they broke last spring. I didn't remember that until Michael Gelkin brought that up. So we'll see. Hey, man, if it's open to the public, which I don't know if these ones are, I'll try to get down there, see if we can get some inside coverage there during these OTAs, during these mandatory mini camps. And the voluntary spring workout program is mostly weightlifting. They're not really going to be doing too much of anything else. So I'm waiting to see when training camp starts. I know that's usually in July anyway. We're going to get that awful dead period between June 17th and July 12th-ish, 13th-ish, that month where it just sucks. There's nothing. And that's where players usually get in trouble. So hopefully the Cowboys can stay out of it. Then finally, there's some rumors floating around yesterday. Actually, over the weekend and yesterday, in regards to two players. One, a Super Bowl champion, and the other, a okay wide receiver. But I found both of them interesting. NFL reporter Jordan Schultz says multiple teams are interested in the Honey Badger, including Dallas. And then Adam Schefter also reported the Cowboys called the Dolphins about wide receiver Devontae Parker. So, kind of want to play a little buy or sell here.
Buy or sell.
Because some of this is a little fishy to me. We'll start off with the Honey Badger here. Y'all know me. He's been one of the names I've continued to bring up during free agency. But the Cowboys did sign Malik Hooker, and they did sign Jaron Kearse. Do you buy or sell this rumor that the Dallas Cowboys were or are indeed interested in the Honey Badger? Different question from would you sign the Honey Badger? Different question from does the Honey Badger fit? You know, that whole thing. Not a scheme fit. This is just pure, do you buy it or do you sell it? I sell this 100 out of 100 times. Because unless he's coming in here under a certain price point, which I doubt, I just don't see it happening. That's number one. That's the number one reason why. I don't think the money would work. The second reason why is, for whether you agree with this or not, I think the Cowboys feel like they're good with Jaron Kearse and Malik Hooker. You can feel good about that, but I'm always in the business of upgrading. And Honey Badger would be an upgrade, but I think the Cowboys believe they're set at that one. And a lot of y'all are pretty much, everybody's selling this. A-Lou sell, Captain sell, Jack is selling. Alpha Mason, hard sell. V-Bird sell, Chris Davis sell. Everybody's selling. Jay Carter says, do you think Honey Badger could convert to hybrid linebacker? I wouldn't do it. No need to do that. You got your guy in J-Ron Curse, which is why I would still welcome Honey Badger. Because number one, I start him over Malik Hooker, right? But then when you when you decide to go the heavy nickel and you bring down J-Ron Curse, now we got Honey Badger and Malik Hooker. And yes, I know about Donovan Wilson, but you just run with that 4 safety group, right? Just like we did last year. But I don't see that happening anyway. So this is a hard sell. I can't see it. I can't buy it. Can't buy it. See, I don't agree with that, Anthony. He's not a DQ style DB. I don't know. We see, this is what the Cowboys want you to believe. Not a scheme fit. I saw Dan Quinn make a lot of people play the best of their careers last year. Guys like Anthony Brown, guys like Jordan Lewis, guys like Malik Hooker, J-Ron Curse. I don't think there's the only Dan Quinn criteria fit, I think, is at linebacker. There's a McClay fit. He likes long DBs, right? Length, arm length particularly. But when you got a baller, he's a baller. It is what it is. I don't think you should try to fit him in a box there. He could easily come in here and do his thing. But I sell it because I don't think the Cowboys would do it. The Cowboys do it. So let's go to the wide receiver.
Buy or sell.
By the way, you guys can call in too on this. 351-999-3787. 351-999-3787. Devontae Parker. According to Adam Schefter, the Cowboys reached out to the Miami Dolphins about acquiring Devontae Parker. Buy or sell the interest in him or the interest in a receiver, period. 100% buy this one. 100% buy this one. We've been talking about this for a while. We've been talking about this prior to Amari Cooper departing. The Dallas Cowboys were going to be in trouble depth-wise early on in the season if they elected to move on from Cooper and re-sign Michael Gallup. They're in trouble as we speak because they decided to do that. You took a wide receiver room that was looked at as a strength of your team and one of the best in the league to a weakness, in my opinion, of your team and probably bottom 10 in the NFL. You're going to go into the first month of the season as we speak right now. They'll probably draft a guy. CeeDee Lamb, James Washington, Noah Brown, Simi Fehoko, TJ Vasher, and a wide receiver that they decide to draft in the first 3 rounds. Maybe a couple of them. So, yeah, Dallas is in the market for a wide receiver, as they should be. But Devontae Parker? I don't know about that one. And sometimes you got to dig a little deeper. Why Devontae Parker? Well, go look at his contract. There's that number. His contract, Devontae Parker, was scheduled to account about $6 or so million on the cap. Now, the trade happened. They could have worked out something where the Patriots only take an amount, the Dolphins take a certain amount. I don't know how much it's going to cost the Patriots. But he was traded for a 3rd-round pick. For 2023, I believe. So that kind of opens up a different question. Well, if they were interested in a Devontae Parker, will they be interested in other wide receivers? And I'm very interested to hear what you guys got to say about some of these names that are popping up, right? Brandon Cooks is a name that pops up. From the outside in, right? Not looking at this thing from tunnel vision. If I look at this thing from tunnel vision, my God, Brandon Cooks. Y'all heard me a couple weeks ago. I love Brandon Cooks. One of the most underrated wide receivers in the NFL. But Brandon Cooks is counting about $16 million on the salary cap for the Texans. I highly doubt he's going for anything less than a 3. Probably a 2 or some type of package. And the money you're going to have to pay him moving forward, it just doesn't make sense for Dallas to do that because you could have just kept Amari Cooper, right? He's on the last year of his deal in Houston. If you're going to trade for Brandon Cooks and not extend him, then this would have had to have been a all-in type of offseason. And no matter how high you are on the Dallas Cowboys as a fan, right? No matter how optimistic, no matter how much Skittles and rainbows you are seeing, if you're being honest with yourself, this isn't an all-in offseason, right? They're not all in on trying to win the Super Bowl right now. They're all in on trying to maintain and protect their cap for the future because maybe they'll try to do something next year, but they're not all in on trying to win the Super Bowl. So, are you comfortable giving up a second-round pick for a year of Brandon Cook? Because I find it hard you trade for him and you extend him and not CeeDee Lamb, because CeeDee Lamb is coming up. Technically, you can extend CeeDee Lamb after this year. So, I'm gonna say, would Brandon Cooks be nice? Yes, but I don't think Dallas would be looking there. Then you got names like Julio Jones. Interesting one. Julio seems to be a bit washed, Cowboys Nation. Hurt guy. Super hurt guy. But if you said I could get Julio on a cheap deal for 1 year, I'd be interested. I just wouldn't be interested on anything more than that. Will Julio come in on a cheap 1 year deal? I doubt that. I doubt that. Odell Beckham Jr. Now, it's another guy who's not going to be ready at the start of the season. Not going to be ready. So you're looking at 2 ACL guys coming in. Here's the thing. I would have liked to get an Odell Beckham Jr. had they kept Amari. If you can get Odell for something under $10 million a year on a 1 year type of deal because he tore his ACL, that'd be awesome. Get Odell Beckham back in week 8, week 9. Yeah, on your way into the playoffs, absolutely. Signing Odell now, who's not going to be ready until week 8, week 9. Michael Gallup's not going to be ready until week 4, 5, 6, unless they put him on the PUP list. I don't know if that makes sense. Right? Does that make sense? Then you got some of the guys like Toby just said. Will Fuller shouldn't cost you a lot. Super hurt guy. I like Will Fuller on Madden. I control if he gets hurt or not. But Will Fuller is super hurt guy. Great traits, fast guy, take the top off the defense, but I find it real hard to believe that he'll be sticking around. And then finally, DK Metcalf. A lesser version of the situation I'm talking about here, of the Brandon Cook situation. Talented wide receiver and likely not going to go for anything less than a third minimum. But the problem is he's going to cost you moving forward because you're going to have to extend DK Metcalf after this season. So, again, DK Metcalf for a year, if you're all in, maybe you think about that. I mean, he's a souped up Super Saiyan version of Michael Gallup, if we're being honest, right? But I can't see it because they have to pay him. And they really don't love their outside guys, right? They love their babies. They love their guys. Michael Gallup, we drafted him. CeeDee Lamb, we drafted him. I'm not believing that A.J. Brown stuff one iota. Why would Tennessee do that? I can make a case for everybody. I can make a case for Brandon Cooks. I can make a case for the Seahawks because they're trying to they're rebuilding them. Why would Tennessee get rid of as a franchise wide receiver? Their organization isn't they're not incompetent. I don't think they're the best organization, no. But they're not a stupid organization either. So I don't buy the A.J. Brown thing. Tennessee, keep that man, pay him. But hell, A.J. Brown falls into the same line as a DK Metcalf. Uber talented wide receiver. In fact, I think he's better. Going to cost you more than DK, capital wise, and he's going to cost you more than DK on a contract. So I just can't see Dallas doing it. So I just laid out about 5 wide receivers. they're in, that the league is kind of saying is out there. Not many of them I see making sense for Dallas. Sometimes the simplest answer is staring right at you in front of your face. Just go look at who Devontae Parker is. Go look at his career. Go look at his contract. Take that and then fit it into who the Cowboys could be looking to acquire in a trade. I don't think it's an A.J. Brown. I don't think it's a DK Metcalf. It's going to be somebody like a Devontae Parker. Now, if it is one of those other guys, I'd come right on here and probably be really happy because those are uber talented guys. I don't give a damn about the cap situation. You're going to sign him, you're going to sign him. But thinking like the Dallas Cowboys, can't see it. Can't see it. 1 second, y'all. I got to take it. My voice is starting to get a little. Ooh. Didn't know how long I could do this thing here. It's starting to creep up on me. So let's go ahead and get into this mock real quick. Well, not at this second, but we're about to lead into the mock. Let's jump into the chat for a quick second. Ben says, at this point, why not just draft a wide receiver? Even if you trade for a guy, you're going to have to pay him at some point. They got rid of Cooper because they wanted cap space. Ben, that is the answer. That is the Dallas Cowboys answer. That's why you see Drake London. Traylon Burks, by the way, just dropped the Traylon Burks spotlight video yesterday. Check that out. Chris Olave's. That's why you see these guys coming in for a 30 visit. This is the Cowboy way. Let's get cheap labor at a position that these guys are coming in and being productive at pretty quickly. So I don't see them bringing in a Julio, Odell, Cooks, AJ, those type. It'll look more like a Devontae Parker plus drafting a receiver. JT, I didn't even bring this one up because even though you're just kidding, but Antonio Brown, I mean. Jerry, 15 years ago, he'd be all over Antonio Brown. He'd be all over Antonio Brown. That is true as well, Joseph. They got rid of Cooper for cap, but they also did not like Cooper. Yeah, I mean, that's true, right? Like, they wanted to get rid of Cooper. The cap number was the icing on the cake. 100%. 100%. All right. Let's talk about this week's ride of the week, which is the 2022 Hyundai Ioniq Hybrid. The 2022 Hyundai Ioniq offers terrific fuel economy, lots of standard safety features, a user-friendly infotainment system, and a low starting price coming in under $27,000. Here's the craziest thing about this hybrid. They get 58 miles per gallon in the city, 60 on the highway. And one of the cool features here is they have two front LCD monitors. I haven't seen any car with two front LCD monitors, but I ain't got that kind of money, so maybe that's why. But hey, this is an affordable car that you can get those two front LCD monitors at. So check out freemanhyundai.net for more information, or you can visit Freeman Hyundai in Irving, Texas, if you want to check that out if you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. All right, let's get into it.
You're listening to A to Z Sports.
Do it live!
At some point, hoping to broadcast
In front of the millions.
of Cowboys fans to bring you the real. But for now, strap up and here's your host, Skywalker Steele.
I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. All right, let's set up this draft, yo. Pushing through it, man. Pushing through it. All right, here we go. If you are just jumping in, I am Skywalker Steele. A to Z Sports Live, presented by Texas Family Fitness. Freeman Mazda, worth the poor. It's Mock Draft Tuesday. Maybe we will get a wide receiver in this mock draft. We just got done talking about all the wide receiver rumors going around Dallas Cowboys. I really don't see any of it happening. think they'll stick to their guys. Good morning, Stephen White. We back. Pretty cool news, though, dropping later if my guy didn't already drop it. Pretty cool news I'm excited about later on today. Y'all stay tuned for that. All right, here's what we're going to do. We've got, let me pull y'all back up over here because I definitely want this to be interactive like we did last time. Thought that was fun. We got the mock draft. We're going to do a 3-round again, maybe 2 3-round mock drafts. And the way we did this last time, for those who don't know, we'll get to our pick. We'll decide if we want to trade the pick. We'll decide if we want to draft a guy, and we'll pick 3 people. And I'll put them under the poll, and you guys will select who we draft at that position for the first 3 rounds. We're not doing 7 rounds. We're not doing all that. First 3 rounds. I had fun with this last week. Let's see if we can get this thing popping this week. I wanted to see if anything would change from this week to last. Not much has, except maybe what Tom Downey just said here. And I meant to lead off with this when it came to the draft. Will some of these top players fall? Right? We're hearing Kyle Hamilton. We're hearing Derek Stingley possibly falling in this draft. Now, falling doesn't mean a 24. Falling could just mean 17. Falling can mean 12. Falling can mean 15. But 24 seems a long way to go. But let's see. Let's see if we got a guy that can fall to the Dallas Cowboys. Now, we'll use the PFF draft again. All right. We are the Dallas Cowboys, of course. We're going to go 3 rounds. We're going to go about a medium speed here. And let's jump into this thing. Let me pull y'all back up. There we go. I already saw my guy Jordan Davis go, so he ain't falling. God dang it. Chris Olave won a few picks ahead of us. All right, here we go, Cowboys Nation. Here we go. We are on the clock. Already right now, Devontae Wyatt. We got to put Devontae Wyatt in there. I'm not even going to, he's one of the guys. Wyatt. All right, we got Wyatt in there. All right, let's see here. Last week, we saw a lot of people were interested in the cornerback, Elam. I'm not interested in any cornerback in the first round unless Derek Stingley falls to the Dallas Cowboys in the first round. Zion is still here. All right, let's put Zion in there. Gonna make it tough on y'all. Zion Johnson. So we got Wyatt, we got Johnson. I would put Dax Hill. But here's the problem with putting Dax Hill here. I don't think the Cowboys are taking a safety. So what's the point? Perfect. Traylon Burks. Y'all cool with that? Even if y'all ain't cool with that, I'm putting all 3 of them up there. Traylon Burks. Here we go. Ask the community. We can look at trading down if y'all want. But I like this option right here. We've got Devontae Wyatt, Zion Johnson, and Traylon Burks on the clock at 24. We can see there's 3 teams interested. The only one I would be interested in is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, this is interesting here because you're moving down 3 picks. But there's 3 picks that could happen, and all 3 of these guys could happen. Y'all want to take a look here at these picks? Let's see what we can get from Tampa. They don't got a whole lot. Let's just see some here. So we obviously want 27, and I want 60, period. Y'all want 24. I don't want to give up 50. I don't want to give up 56. Let me try to get out of here. I don't want that. Oh, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Let's go take a look at the poll real quick. We got right now Zion Johnson is the overwhelming favorite at 46%. Devontae Wyatt third, 19%, and Burks is second at 35%. But Cowboys Nation, take a look at this trade offer I got going on here. Cowboys can trade down to the 27th pick and get the 60th pick as well by giving up 24 and 88. Are we in favor of this trade here? I'm leaning towards offering this trade to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I get to get 27, 56, and 60. I want to be a little greedy. All right, now I ain't gonna be too greedy. I'm gonna take the trade here. All right, 69% chance. I like that. I'm gonna offer this trade, Cowboys Nation. Accept it. Let's go. All right, Cowboys Nation. Now let's take this poll. Gotta take the poll off. Dallas Cowboys have traded with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They have given up the 27th and 88th. I'm sorry, 24th and 88th pick, and have received the 27th and 60th pick. Now let's see what happens. Oh my goodness, you sitting pretty, Cowboys Nation. You sitting pretty. The only one that went from those three was Treylon Burks. And honestly, you know, I like Treylon Burks a lot. If the Cowboys take him, I'm cool with it. But yeah, I probably could have got another pick there, Iceberg. But we just doing the top there. I like it. So Devontae Wyatt's still sitting there. Let's pull up another poll. Zion Johnson is still sitting there. I ain't trading back no more, y'all. So y'all can forget about that. All right, who's the third option? So we'll put Wyatt back up there. We'll put Johnson back up there, even though y'all kind of already gave me y'all answer. Kenyon Green. Do we dare? Right? I think that's 3. Or do we go Sky? Do we put Sky Moore up there? Here's what I'm gonna do. Y'all let me know. Kenyon Green or Sky Moore as that third person? Because they got Green, and again, maybe next time we'll do a different simulator as opposed to PFF. But they got Kenyon Green as a 42nd ranked overall player on here. That make it difficult on y'all. I'm gonna put Sky Moore up here. Even though I think this is a bit of a reach, maybe, but he might not be there in that next round. Here we go. All right, y'all let me know. The poll is live. We'll give about a minute or so. Devontae Wyatt, defensive tackle out of Georgia. Zion Johnson, offensive guard out of Boston College. And then Sky Moore, wide receiver out of Western Michigan. I wonder if Pickens is still there, by the way. Let me see. He is. Interesting. I could have put George Pickens up there. I guess the question would be, Cowboys Nation, do you believe that a wide receiver will be there at 56 more than a guard you like will be there at 56? The poll should be up there. Oh, you're on Facebook. My bad, y'all. My bad. This is on YouTube. I don't know. Facebook don't have that option. Apologies for those watching on Facebook. The poll is on YouTube. So come on over. YouTube.com/A to Z Sports Dallas. I'll give it about 15, 20 more seconds. Right now, the overwhelming favorite is Zion Johnson here. I'm all about building up that front seven on both sides of the ball. So I would definitely do it here. They have Pickens, I think, should be very close to the rest of these dudes. There he is, 57. Got him below Troy Anderson. You know, maybe we'll try a different one next week. Green's still there too, but I didn't want to be redundant. So it looks like the pick is in. The Dallas Cowboys select offensive guard Zion Johnson with the 27th pick in the first round. All about beefing up. All about beefing up the front, Cowboys Nation. This one right here will not. I would like this pick. I would actually like this pick. Now, any of those three, well, I wouldn't say Sky. I think Sky's a bit of a reach. But I think if they would want White, I'd have been cool. If they didn't want Green, I'd have been cool. Tom doesn't like the Zion pick. I love Zion, so I'm cool with that one. Then. All right, here we go. We're on the clock. Let's see who went. My guy Chad Moon was gone. By the way, do we take in account here that they're not high on linebacker. I think we should take that into account going into the rest of this draft. Christian Watson went right before the Cowboys picked. Jahan Dotson. There goes Sky Moore, 39. Just outside of that, Travis Jones is gone. Kenyon Green is gone. Ooh. All right, here we are. We talk about Asamoah, but let's kind of ignore that for a second here. And Troy Anderson, we don't really believe they're going to go here, right? We don't believe that. Do we go wide receiver now? Is it time to start thinking about wide receiver if the Cowboys do elect to take a Zion Johnson in round 1? Who are the guards left? I ain't part of that fan. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of these guards left, to be completely honest with you. In regards to the second round, I'm talking about. I'll put Tolbert up there. Tolbert is always available. Let's put him up here, second round pick. That's why I want to mix it up next time, because I feel like Asamoah was always there. Tolbert's always there. Kennard, we're moving Kennard into guard, right? So I guess you can consider him to be a guard. Do we know linebackers? There's more linebackers. Okay, Sailor's there. Okay, I do like him. I do like Jamari there, so I didn't see him. They listed him as a tackle, that's why. Alec Pierce, do we dare? Quay Walker. See, here's the thing. We might have to consider linebacker. You might have to consider linebacker. There's John Mechie. We know he's going to be there in the second and third round. I don't think they'll like Calvin Austin. I think he's too little. I don't think he's too little to play. I think he's too little for the Cowboys is what I'm getting at. So, not a lot here. I mean, let's go ahead and we'll put Quay up there. That's a bit of it, but we'll put Quay. Quay Walker, or do we go Channing? Do we go Tyndale? Put Quay. Iceberg says, I'll take Quay if he's there. I'm a little pissed off, though, that Jamari's there and Sky's gone, Christensen's gone. But if we're being honest, Alec Pierce, we can chill a little bit. We can get that receiver in the next pick, not the third, but with the next pick, right? We could chill a little bit, but I'm going to put him up there. Tolbert, Walker. They did bring in Lyell. I got to put him up there because they did bring in DeMarvin Lyell. Right? So we're going off of how the Cowboys are thinking here. All right, community. Cowboys, 3 options. Quay Walker, a 30 visit. DeMarvin Lyell, a 30 visit. Then Jalen Tolbert, which, again, that's a small school guy, but super talented wide receiver. Do they dare go small school guy in the second round? But this ain't about what they would do. This is about what Cowboys Nation would do if these were the options here. Tolbert, Walker, Lyell as the options, Cowboys Nation. Let's go. Pickens is still there? Oh, wait. No, Pickens is going Cowboys. He gone. Shakir is still there for the next pick. See, wide receiver, I think I'd pass right here. You got to pick, I think, four more picks, right? Where we at? Yeah, you're picking 4 more picks, so probably would pass here. Shane Quay's best of the 3. Lyell. They look at Walker as a rusher. Oh, do they? Okay, so if they look at Walker as a rusher, that is interesting because I would definitely take him over Lyell. Maybe take him over Lyell regardless, but anyway. Hey, yo, Tavis, you funny because your sleepers, you got a ton of sleepers. We just doing top 3 here. We just going to do top 3 rounds. I saw the other day you dropped a late round. So what was that? Boss dropped a late round sleeper. I'm going to leave that to y'all boys. Be looking at those 6th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th guys. All right, this is looking real easy here. This is looking real easy. We go in the poll. Looks like A to Z Sports chat box. We ain't gonna say Dallas Cowboys. Select linebacker / rusher. Is that what y'all calling them right now? Quay Walker. Maybe I don't want with $10. Should have probably put $10 up there. My apologies. That's interesting. If they view him as a rusher, I think that changes things a little bit. I didn't realize that's what they viewed him as. Maybe I ought to put up there. All right, 4 picks later. 4 picks later. We still got a ton of good options. Lyell went, Kennard went, and Kingsley, the edge rusher from South Carolina, went. So we still got a lot of guys up here. We can go. We could have kept at linebacker. Anderson still there. Tolbert still there. Is this where the Cowboys go wide receiver? I think there's a lot. I like Alec Pierce here. I really do. Shakir, I like here too. I'm going to keep it real with you. If Shakir is here in this spot, with the ties, yeah, I think this might be the one that they like. Here, I'll put Shakir up here for y'all. Got Big Bro Vach in the building. See, y'all see those right there? See the exclamation points? I can't really. I'm excited for later's announcement here. All right, so we're going to put Shakir in here. Or is this a tight end position? So we'll put Shakir there. Do we go Perion Winfrey? Did he get brought in? I don't think he got brought in. Let's see if we can find some 30 visits. Not too many. According to Broadus, they're not really big on the center and Tyler Linderbaum. Do you think they're big on Luke Fortner? I told y'all if it ain't Linderbaum, I don't want to touch a center for at least after the top 100. Greg Dulcich, who I like a whole lot's right there. What's going on with that position? Damon Clark. Now, I wonder if he's dropping because of the ACL tear, but this could be another one of those UCLA guys that falls a little bit that Dallas Cowboys might like. But we already took a linebacker unless we're looking at Walker as a edge rusher. Man, let me ask Vach here. You think they're looking at Quay Walker as an edge rusher, brother? Winfrey is a 30 visit. Well, we putting him on there. Thank you. Appreciate that. Even though I look at him more as a 3 tech, but hey, yeah. And we'll do one more. I think, again, we talk about the tackle position. And now, I agree with Falele falling. You know, a lot of people, we talked about this a few weeks ago, seem to be enamored with his size. And we're talking about him being a top 50 pick. And I'm like, wait, can we slow down here? Can we slow down? Steven said, just get a safety, Sky. Why not? Because they're not going to do it in this round. So that's why I'm not going to do it, Cowboys Nation. That's why I'm not going to do it. Did Vach answer my question about Walker? Need to know. Do we put Falele up? Because I do think tackle is a situation we need to be looking at in this top 100. We talked about the Kellen is a Deesh. I think I'm messing his name up. We talked about him. I still don't know why he keeps falling on this this PFF mock. I'm not quite sure, but who should we pick? We got Shakir. We got Winfrey. I'm looking for something here. He said, look at edge. Oh, yeah, we did. Well, if they're looking at Quay Walker as an edge, then, I mean, there's your edge, right? There's your edge. Oh, we got somebody on the horn. Let me go over here and see what's going on over here, Cowboys Nation. We got D-Shift. Give me a second, D-Shift. We're trying to figure out how we want to move this last pick here. Sam Williams is here, but we know they're not going to like that. PFF ain't going to like it. I think Sam Williams you can probably get in the 4th according to PFF. According to PFF. I'm going to let y'all fight it out here. Nick Cross, it ain't happening. Is Mechie here? Oh, yeah. I'm going to put Shakir up here, Winfrey, and I'm going to put Pierce. I think. I'm all over that while I get my guy D Shift on the horn here. What's up, D Shift? What you got for us, brother?
Hey, what's up, man? I just kind of a little opinion about like the wide receiver position. I did a mock draft the other day, and there's plenty of wide receivers. What I did, I went ahead and took control of all teams.
Okay.
So I just kind of want what the other teams needed, because I know sometimes those mocks, they'll kind of give a best player available, but sometimes it doesn't make sense, right? I don't think it makes sense for the Falcons to get a wide receiver. Like Calvin Ridley's out, but who's throwing them the ball? Are they more in rebuilding mode, and do they want their first piece to that block, or that rebuilding block, to be a wide receiver? Would that be better served for one of those tackles?
Yeah.
Just one of those pieces that teams that traditionally are in rebuild, that's the type of guys they get, right? Honestly, didn't see a wide receiver going until like maybe the Jets with that 10th pick I think they have, or possibly they can do the 4th. But there's a lot of those teams in the top 10. It doesn't make sense for them to take a wide receiver. Teams do things that don't make sense all the time.
Sure.
And so you got to kind of note those franchises too. My only reservation about a wide receiver in the first round would have to be the fact that you're really trying to get a guy to replace Michael Gallup for 4 or 5 games. So I don't think you really need to make a franchise move, a franchise pick for somebody who will basically become your 3rd receiver, or maybe 2nd, by the middle of the season, right? I think that would be much better served for like a lineman. Now, I wouldn't be opposed to getting one in the 2nd. My favorite spot would be the 3rd, kind of where you got Michael Gallup. And just because of these wide receivers, I think, again, they're going to get pushed down, and that depth, will be there. So that's my only thing about them getting something in the 2nd or 3rd round.
I tend
to get those.
I tend to agree with you about the receiver in the 1st. As I said this, I've been saying it all off season, or ever since Cooper's gone. If you're taking that receiver in the 1st, I think you're taking it because he's by far and away the best player on your board, compared to the guard, compared to the linebacker, compared to the defensive tackle or defensive end, edge rusher, whatever you want to call it. He's by far and away that guy. Because I do think you can get a quality guy at 56 or a quality guy in the 3rd round. The problem is, if I'm looking at it from the Cowboys' viewpoint, if they do wait till the 2nd or 3rd round, hell, even if they take one in the 1st, I do think they're looking at this as a 2 to 3 year thing down the line, as opposed to 2022. Because unless you get lucky, that 3rd rounder, maybe even that 2nd rounder, is he really going to come in and replicate what Amari Cooper can do for you? Not the production. I'm talking about what Amari Cooper can do for you aside from y'all, because a lot of people want to say, "Oh, it's easy to replace 800 yards." Y'all not looking how I'm looking at it, but not the production, but the totality of what he can do.
Demand that double team. He's not gonna, get your guys like Schultz open. He won't draw the best corner. So I agree with you in that, and you can have that back. But my only thing is, I feel like if you fix that offensive line, I think that could replace what you needed. The offensive production overall. I think that would be healthier for the offense versus getting a guy who can demand a double team. Because your struggles, I don't think, were with the receivers last year. Your struggles happened when your running game went down and when your offensive line started taking those cracks. I think that's when things started going bad. We were playing, very well when we were able to run the ball in the first part of the year, and that also got the receivers open. So I just don't want a repeat situation where this Cowboys team, they don't know how to utilize all their weapons,
Yeah.
And
let me throw this thought at you, because I was thinking about this yesterday. The idea of this scheme right now is what we know is not to feature a guy, although we're seeing the media pumping CD Lamb a whole lot this offseason because Cooper's gone. But the idea of the scheme in reality is to spread the ball around. But there's a catch-22 to that. So while, yes, you may not need the 160, 170 target per year guy, I don't like the idea of a bunch of just guys around CD Lamb either. If you're going to spread the ball around, then I'd rather have a bunch of good, really damn good guys, right? That's why Cooper, when you had Cooper, when you had Lamb, and you had Michael Gallup, no one cared who got off that day because somebody was likely going to get off. Do we believe a James Washington is going to get off on a cornerback 1 or 2 all the time? Probably not. Do we believe that Simi Fehoko is going to get off, or Noah Brown or Alec Pierce or anybody is going to get off? I don't think so. Not just yet. So it's a catch-22. On one hand, yes, you don't, in this system, you don't need that elite tier target guy I'm talking about. But on the other hand, damn it, I'd like to fill this group up with some ultra talented dudes so that at any given moment of putting the ball in their hands, something great can happen.
Yeah, I just, I feel more comfortable, in that 20s. You got some great offensive linemen. I think there's more offensive linemen that are true to as advertised in the first round versus wide receivers. That wide receivers tends to be like a sexy pick. So, I just don't want to get some of these guys are good, like a DJ Chark. I don't want to get a DJ Chark, in the late 20s. I don't want to get Lima Swede going way back. You know what I mean?
Oh, my God. Boy, you bring it in. They probably know who that is, but that's way back.
I don't want to get Treadwell, and
Treadwell won.
Cordell Patterson, and so, I mean, I'm not trying to guarantee that you can get a Devontae Adams in the second.
Justin Jefferson that popped up on you late first round.
I don't.
Yeah, it's not like
the probability.
It's not like you're going to get a Jamar Chase at 24, right?
You're not.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, I tend to
agree.
agree.
I just was still. I just add more Pro Bowl pieces. Add more. I think you just have an opportunity to get perennial offensive lineman right there, and we got to start fixing that O-line. I don't need this to be a repeat of the early 2010s where you just let it go to the ground, and you got what's Costa? What was the center?
Phil Costa.
We don't need that. So, and we saw what a good upgrade, Travis Frederick was immediately. And so I just want to build this line back up because I just feel like that's where things start going wrong when you couldn't run the ball anymore.
I don't disagree. We lost our balance. We lost our how do you want it, right? We lost it. And I think it hurt the Cowboys.
Yes. Yeah. All right, bro. Well, have a good morning, man.
Appreciate you, brother. Great call.
All right, take it.
Yeah. Well, the poll's up, y'all. Shakir from Boise State, Winfrey, defensive tackle, and Alec Pierce as the receivers. See here, I got B on the horn. I'm going to get to you in a second, B. I just want to get this one out the way. I tend to agree with building the line back up. It's just a matter of preference, right? Do you believe the guard in the first or second round will be better than the receiver in the first or second round, or defender, right? Like somebody's going to fall. Somebody's going to fall. In fact, I think it was Tom who said, don't pass up on the better prospect. That very first pick and the second pick too, I think. Devontae Wyatt, which again, I was very shocked that y'all were just like, oh man, far and away Zion Johnson right there. I'm not Mel Kiper. I'm not Vach. I'm not Jeff Kavanaugh. Or I'm not even Foots. But damn it, I feel like Devontae Wyatt's the better prospect. Am I wrong there? Maybe I'm just so desperate to have that factor at defensive tackle that I would have probably took Devontae Wyatt in that position. Told you receiver, I'm okay with passing right there. Although Burks would have been a fine pick. Offensive guard, I'm even okay with passing there because I think you could get a solid one in a second. Linebacker, again, I like a lot of these linebackers. I'm really not pressed to get one unless Dean falls in your lap. Lloyd, those are two guys that sure. But other than that, I'm cool. So I think I would have went Wyatt. Steven says I picked Wyatt. Yeah. Cameron he said, can't believe he didn't put a tight end in the third. Where'd you go? Can't believe he didn't put a tight end in the third round. Not realistic. Oh, you mean up here for the poll? Here's why. It's because I'm still not sure what they're doing with that one. Who was it here that said that? Cameron? I'm not sure what's going on there, Cameron. I mean, realistically, if you tell me I'm going to be able to sign Dalton Schultz to a long-term deal, I'm not taking no tight end in the top 3 rounds. I'm not doing that. But if Dalton Schultz, if they're really concerned about keeping him long-term, then yeah, tight end has to be a factor. Has to be a factor, right? Mike Armstrong believes Devontae Wyatt's a 3 tech. I had to ask some people I believed in about Devontae Wyatt. Can he play 1? And can he play 1, more importantly, in this scheme? I've been told yes. So if that's the case, sign me up. He ain't no underweight, undersized 3 tech. This ain't no 285-pound 3 tech. This ain't Osa. He go about what, y'all? 315? Let's slide his ass over to 1 tech and let's see if we can work. All right, right now, it looks like Shakir's the guy. And I'm going to be real with you. This may not be a popular pick. But damn it, this feels like a Dallas Cowboys pick. I'll tell you that. It feels like a Dallas Cowboys pick. And let's be real. What we always expect coming into the draft is not what the Cowboys do. Just go look at last year. I did not see that 3rd round coming at all. Not a 1st round, sure. Boss man, kind of. But that 3rd round, didn't see it coming. I didn't see them going Osa and Golston. I didn't see that coming. So let's see here. So we got Zion Johnson, Quay Walker, and Khalil Shakir. So guard, linebacker, wide receiver with the first 3 picks. This honestly would not shock me at all. This feels very much like a Dallas Cowboys draft, except for that linebacker spot. Unless they're smoke screening it. Maybe they don't go linebacker in the 2nd round. They've been saying they feel good about it, so maybe they go elsewhere. Let's go likes Pierce better than Shakir, but the Cowboys like those Boise State guys. They like those Boise State guys. All right, let's get the B on the horn. What's up, B?
What's good with you, G? What's good with you?
I'm good, man. Recovering. I'm trying to push it through here for y'all.
There you go. Hey, man, I like that last pick. Shakir over Pierce. Yeah, man, because I believe that he's a better fit with Michael Gallup and CeeDee Lamb. I believe he can play outside, but I believe he'll be better in the slot between the two.
Okay.
Because they signed Michael Gallup to a $12 million a year deal, so it's not like this man is going to be taking over for Gallup. Because if he's taking over for Gallup, then you got a problem. So I think he actually fits better. I'm tired of seeing CeeDee Lamb in the slot. I feel he's best on the outside, used as that that outside receiver.
I'm hearing that's where they want him to be. And me and Jesse were talking about this for a little bit in the back half of the season. I think he needs to get acclimated out there. He has the physical tools to be a problem out there. Don't get me wrong. I think he's fantastic in the slot too. But I think we need to start utilizing his physical tools out there as well.
Yeah, I think that he actually limited us when he was in the slot because I felt like Amari Cooper, I was beating that horse all year. Amari Cooper needs to be in the slot. He needs to be in the slot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
but
you were the first person on here that brought it up, and I love that idea.
I don't think that he's the same type of player as Coop when going in the slot. Honestly, I would use CD kind of like how we used to use Dez. He has that same kind of ability. He's just 200 pounds, but he plays like he's 225.
But see, but isn't that how you should use Michael Gallup though?
But I feel like Michael Gallup needs to get going. I feel like he seems like one of those long strider guys, man. It takes him a minute to get going. Once he moves, then the ball. I feel like he's more effective when the ball is down the field.
No, for sure.
Seems like when you get him the ball quick, it takes him a minute to get going.
Well, I don't know. Michael Gallup been pretty damn good throughout his career on those tunnel screens. He got some good yak on that, but that's not how they use Dez all the time. What I mean is they use Dez a lot on physical stuff, right? Back, shoulders, 50-50 balls, red zone, slants. They let him get beat up a little bit. And everyone seems to believe that's what Gallup is, and I kind of agree with that. I don't really see Gallup as a route guy. I see him more as that possession wide receiver. Now he's not as physically gifted as Dez Bryant, but if you're talking about CeeDee Lamb or CeeDee Lamb or Gallup in regards to the Dez mode, I would think you would say Gallup because he's more limited, in my opinion, as a route runner.
Right. Yeah,
But Lamb could get up. Like, we've seen it. We just don't throw it to him in that way. Lamb could do some of those similar things. I just think he's way more skilled than Michael Gallup.
Yeah. I like the draft that you got. So with the first pick, I came in a little late, and then I found out you took Zion Johnson.
Yep.
I mean, if that was their first 4 picks, it wouldn't bother me because of the last 3 picks. I'm not a fan, man, of them pigeonholing themselves and taking a guard, and I'm not a fan about it. I don't like it at all. I personally feel like there's going to be a defender there that's better than one of those offensive linemen as far as the guards. I'd take Daxton Hill.
I was just about to say Daxton Hill was on the board.
I would take Daxton Hill over Green and Zion Johnson.
What would you do with
because I feel like I'm going to put him at safety. I'm going to let him play the slot a little bit. I'm going to use him all over the field. And to me, the reason why I say that is because I feel like I'm hoping it's a defender there. And let me tell you why. I feel like the defense is closer to being dominant than the offense is. And I trust Dan Quinn with another weapon than I trust Kellen Moore with a damn guard or Traylon Burks. Everybody talks about, Traylon Burks could be the pick. We couldn't get Amari Cooper the ball, who's a great route runner. What the hell do you think we're going to do with quote-unquote Deebo Samuels? Nothing. But throw them bubble screens and slants and say we're getting the ball to them early. You can't even figure out what the hell to do with Tony Pollard. You think I want them to waste a pick on Traylon Burks? That's why I don't want a receiver there at all, because I don't trust Kellen Moore at all. And I think offensive linemen, you can get one of those in the second round. I would be perfectly fine with Jamari Salyer and Kennard. I prefer Salyer, but I will be perfectly fine with that. That's why I want a defender there at 24, because I believe the defender is going to be more impactful on the defense, and I trust the coach to use them. I trust the coach. I don't trust nobody on the offensive side of the ball.
I lean towards that right with you. Now me, it wouldn't be Daxton Hill. I probably wouldn't do Daxton, but the Wyatt pick, any of the defensive tackles if they're there, or if one of those edge guys fall, for instance, a Jermaine Johnson, if he falls or something like that, I'd absolutely take them over the guard, and for a lot of reasons that you're explaining. And that's we didn't even talk about contractual, right, or the depth chart. This is not just a 2022 thing; it's beyond. Right. If we look at it that way, I do feel like they feel good about Malik Hooker. They feel good about J-Ron being here for the next couple years, if not beyond, if they re-sign him. But if you look at the defensive end, the edge rushers, the defensive tackles, you don't have guys. You don't have futures there. I don't look at Dorrance Armstrong as a future edge. I don't look at Dante as a future edge. You don't even have a one tech, So I look at those two positions, and hell, linebacker. You still need a linebacker. You still need a linebacker. I don't care what they say. You still need a linebacker. So, and if you factor in the Dan Quinn situation, you get me one of those top tier blue chippers on defense. I feel great that he'll come in here and he'll have an impact because I know Dan Quinn can do it. This isn't to say that Kellen can't learn from his mistakes or can't develop and continue to get better. But we know what the system is according to them. And like you said, man, if you couldn't incorporate a guy like Coop, do I really believe you're going to incorporate a first round wide receiver? Probably not. Probably not.
And you know what, man? I'm gonna get off the phone after I make this point. I'm gonna ask you this question. I'm gonna give you a quick scenario here. Let's just say at 21, you got Devin Lloyd. He's on the board on the clock at 21 when the Patriots go
21.
on the clock.
I thought you said 24.
And he's your, let's just say he's your 10th best player on your board, right? And then you have Zion Johnson and Kenyon Green on the board as well. But they're rated 16 and 19. Do you call up the Patriots and move up to say, I'll offer you a 5 to go up and get the better defender, or do you settle for the offensive lineman?
Well, if they're just taking a 5th round pick, I'm moving up.
Yeah, it's only 3 spots. It's only 3 spots.
It's 4 spots.
You got
21. Yeah. So 3 spots.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're just going to take a 5 all day and tomorrow.
Because you remember a couple years ago when it was the exact opposite. The Cowboys gave up a 3rd round pick to go up 3 spots from 24
to get Dez.
I think it was 24 to 21 to get Dez because they wanted to jump the Ravens.
The Ravens
were going to take Dez.
Right.
And it was a third. The Cowboys.
But heard what you just said? A 3rd round pick.
But they overpaid. Everybody knew they overpaid. But they wanted to get the deal done.
If you say that's an overpay, then they overpay because the Patriots had the leverage, and the draft position also had the leverage on the Cowboys. So that's what I mean. You can say a 5th round pick, but if you know that the team wants this player, if I'm the Patriots, I'm not coming off that spot for a measly ass 5th rounder. But I'm gonna just go with what you're saying. I'm gonna go with what you're saying.
You don't know. Yeah, but you don't know who the Cowboys are coming up. They're probably going to assume you coming up for an offensive lineman.
It doesn't matter.
You don't know. We knew.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm in the room. I know you want to come up to 21. I hold the leverage.
You hold the leverage, but the draft trades are just so much different than they were 12 years ago, man. You can move up in that draft for 4 spots.
Brother.
Okay, the Cowboys.
The Eagles gave us a 3rd round pick to move up 2 spots.
I was just about to say that.
So why the hell would I move back 3 spots for a 5th round pick?
A 4. Okay, with a 4, and I was just giving a scenario, like just throwing it out. But
I know you are, and that's why I said I'd roll with the 5th. But speaking on your, analogy here, I'll go with the 5th.
Would you give up a 4? Would you give up a 4?
Probably.
Because these are the type of scenarios that I feel like the Cowboys are going to be faced with. And that was the whole point of me giving you the scenario, was that do you move up 3 spots for a top-rate defender on your board that's rated in the top 10, or do you think they're going to settle for the offensive lineman?
My guy Foot's in the building. If it depends who's there. If Devin Lloyd is considered a top 10 talent, on the Cowboys board, he's probably a top 10 talent on a lot of boards, and I just don't see him falling there. But yeah, I guess it depends who's there. Jordan Davis, the Lloyds, the Stingleys of the world.
Man, don't say that name.
I'm just saying.
Because I know it's not going to happen, bro. Don't do that.
I know, but if you would, those are the names, sure. But, we got to be realistic, right? You're not making that move for a 5th rounder, right? So, but in your case, absolutely, all day and tomorrow I do it. But it all depends on who's there.
Yeah. All right, G, I'm going to let you go, man. I'm going to listen all there.
Appreciate you, man. Foot said he in the building. I gotta get Foots and Vach in here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get Foots in here. I'm going to get Vach in here. And I'm going to instigate. I'm going to fall back. I'm going to let them fuss. I'm going to let them fuss and figure out this draft stuff for the Cowboys, because those are who I lean on. That's who I lean on. Do I think the Cowboys will be faced with that type of situation? I don't know. I really don't see Devin Lloyd being. I mean, again, we're talking hypotheticals here. He would have to surpass the Saints and the Eagles 4 times, who should be in the market for a linebacker. I find that hard to believe. Eagles just lost Avery, I think it was. Was one of their better linebackers last year. They've been terrible at linebacker for quite some time. It's hard to think that he'd be there at 21, but if we're playing the hypothetical game, if one of the blue chippers, and we talked about this last week, if one of the blue chippers are within reach, I'm willing to give up a third, fourth, or fifth if it's a blue chipper. Now, hopefully you get something else in return. But like most of the draft, it depends who's there. Depends who's there. All right. So we did one draft today, and we'll leave it at that. We'll review the picks real quick. Here we go. First pick was Zion Johnson. Second pick was Quay Walker. I don't know if they would do that. And then the third pick was Khalil Shakir, wide receiver out of Boise State. This feels like a draft that a lot of Cowboys Nation would be pissed off about, but I think it might work out. I'm still, even if they take a Shakir, whoever the hell they take in the third round, I would still look at that wide receiver room. Again, I'll bring it back up and kind of be a little bit annoyed because, again, it was a strength prior to moving on from Coop, and it quickly became a weakness. No offense to James, no offense to a Shakir, whoever the third round receiver is. No offense to Michael Gallup, no Brown. But Gallup's not going to be around for the first month. So now the belief has to be in Kellen Moore and Dak, right? Can Kellen Moore scheme up the James Washingtons, the Alec Pierces and Shakirs and Tolberts of the worlds, the semis? Can he scheme it up enough? Can he have a system that it doesn't matter if you don't have a Michael Gallup as your second guy? And then can Dak spread it around? I believe in Dak spreading around. I've seen that happen. I've seen him bring in the Randall Cobb and go get busy. I've seen him bring in the Coop, get busy. Hell, last year, as much as we were pissed off about him not going to Cooper a bunch, it wasn't like other players wasn't getting theirs too, right? So, yeah, he can spread the ball around. But I don't got that guy opposite of CD Lamb. And I think in a world, in a league where teams got 2 to 3 minimum dudes, you going into the season with a very slim wide receiver room, especially if you get another injury. So there's not much the Cowboys can do, even if they take a first-round wide receiver. There's not much the Cowboys can do going into week 1 where until we see it, unless, you're just overly optimistic going into it, you're like, yeah, man, this is a strength. They got to show me that it's a strength. Got to show me. All right, good stuff today, man. Good stuff today. Great stuff today. Appreciate y'all joining me and dealing with my voice. I'm still getting through it. In fact, as soon as I leave here, I'm going to put on some more tea. Hopefully by tomorrow, this thing is all the way through. And because it's kind of low-key hurting right now. But I didn't want to miss 2 days back to back. Didn't want to do that. For those who may have jumped in here late, the reason why your boy was out yesterday, I was recovering from WrestleMania, and no, I wasn't recovering from that. That is Pat McAfee, who took a stunner from Stone Cold, one of the best stunner sales I've seen in a long time. Was followed up, or was it before, one of the worst stunner sales I've seen in my life by Vince McMahon. But your boy was there on the floor. In fact, 1 second. Because we were on the floor, you were allowed to take this home. This was the WrestleMania floor chair. Like I said, about the 5th row back. You know I grabbed me one. So, man, just an unbelievable night. Unbelievable night. Fantastic. If WrestleMania is ever in your state, in your city, even if you got to sit on the damn roof, go. There is no show like it. There isn't. Especially if you're into that universe, right? Because I'll tell people all the time, MCU, DCU, WWE, whatever, you got to be in that universe to enjoy it. If you're just a casual, you probably won't like it. But if you're in that universe, it's awesome, man. But, boy, Tom said that's guy's retirement fund. Now this bad boy staying here. This bad boy staying. Maybe decade or so down the road, we'll see how much that's worth. But to be able to come away with the chair that could potentially be Stone Cold's final match. I don't have the words. I don't have the words. Nino didn't like it. I like night 1. Night 1 was fantastic. Night 2 was there, but night 1 was absolutely fantastic. Cody Rhodes coming back, the American Nightmare. Seth Rollins, that was an amazing match. The women's matches were great. Bianca Belair. That was fantastic, man. I had a great time. Now, if I'd have got Stone Cold's signature on this, then yeah, that might have been a retirement. I had to put on the old school music, Iceberg Q, the old school. We're going to rock out to this, man. I appreciate you guys joining me today, dealing with this voice. I'll be back tomorrow. In fact, low-key, I'll be back later this afternoon. I'll just leave it at that. Later tonight, though, join my guy, Mauricio Rodriguez, who on AZ Sports Primetime, I'll be joining Mo this week. I think Thursday is what we're aiming for our crossover. I'll be on his show Thursday. Mo will be on my show next week, and maybe we'll collab for the draft. We're still figuring that thing out. Looks like I will be here for the draft as opposed to in Las Vegas, so keep y'all ears plugged to that. Should I let them know? I mean, this is what I'll say. Tune in to Vach Lombardi's show. This is what we'll do. There's a mission I need y'all to hear. He has a debriefing about 3:30 Central. Tune in to Vach Lombardi's channel. I will be. And he'll break it all down for you. And we'll leave it at that. Let me hit this note here. God dang it, I need some tea in my voice, man. Appreciate y'all, Cowboys Nation. Oh, you said it's everywhere, Vach. Is it? I don't know, man. I don't know. Just tune in 3:30 on Vach's channel. I don't know what's going on, man. Appreciate y'all. Tune in tomorrow, 8:15-ish. I'll be back. Love y'all. We out of here. Peace. It is.
Get your damn act together.